I've been at this a long time, 40 plus years. I've never seen America respond as collectively as we did to the lawfare. You know, we can talk all about how bad a candidate Kamala Harris was. We can talk all day, and we've got a lot of great Republicans in leadership. We can talk all day long about, you know, the Democrats and illegal immigration and crime and the lawlessness. I think it was the lawfare. Americans said, wait a minute, if they can do this to him, they can do it to me. That's why Americans said, I'll crawl over broken glass to vote for this guy because we can't let him get away with it. And they didn't. In 10 days, we're going to be in D.C. covering an inauguration that shouldn't have happened. Look, when you've got the whole beast behind one candidate, the odds are against you. Something's different now. Something has changed. Here's cut number one. I want you to hear, or no, not one. I want you to hear Ron DeSantis. Cut three. You talk a little bit, and look, it started out DeSantis. There were DeSantis people, there were Marco Rubio people, but it was Trump and only Trump who could get it done. Trump, I'm not sure that anybody else would have beaten Kamala Harris. To be honest with you, you could argue that. That's fine. Ron DeSantis is a tremendous governor. Ron DeSantis has got an incredible political future. I don't know what it's going to look like in 2028 and beyond, but I know that he has no problem coming to the defense of President Trump. I know he has no issues whatsoever with defending our Constitution and the rule of law. Listen to what happened yesterday when a reporter tried to stir the pot, bring up Trump, and Trump's criticism of Gavin Newsom and the horrible way Democrat leaders have handled the wildfires, particularly that mayor, Karen Bass, who declared a state of emergency, then hopped on a plane and went to Africa as her city was burning. Inexcusable, unforgivable. Maybe the voters of California are going to wake up someday. But in the meantime, here's what Ron DeSantis said when a reporter tried to stir the pot.
It's appropriate for the president-elect or a president to be criticizing.
Is it appropriate for people in your industry to try to create division and to try to create narratives anytime these things happen? Now, you're not as interested in doing that because Newsom is a D. If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would you would have it nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. And I know we've dealt with it. We just assume in Florida, anytime something happens, it's going to be politicized by the media. So you guys sitting in judgment of Donald Trump, I mean, excuse me, I think your track record of politicizing these things is very, very bad.
Okay, last question.
I mean, that is so good. That's Ron DeSantis just shutting it down, game, set, match. Got a lot of great Republicans. Not only in positions of authority now who are probably going to have more prominent positions. What does 2028 look like? I mean, Trump gets one term. J.D. Vance as the Republican nominee? Does Ron DeSantis go back for another bite of the apple? Who are we going to say? There's a lot of rumors. Somebody told me, Nikki Haley's coming back. A lot of rumors here in South Carolina, too, about people like what's her name, Nancy Mace. She wants to run for governor. Dave is in Governor Ron DeSantis' state of Florida, Callahan, Florida, to be exact. Hey, Dave, welcome back.
Hey, Mike, love your show. I just wanted to say that whole thing with the sentencing. I just giggled through the whole thing because they don't understand that this is what gave President Trump a landslide victory. Just what this guy just did. It's hilarious, and it's not going to hurt President Trump one bit, I don't think.
I don't either. And it is amazing, Dave, how they have no self-awareness, do they? They don't even realize how their own actions have backfired.
Yeah, I had trouble understanding where their mindset is. And that's great because in 28, we're going to carry on Trump's vision with another victory. I believe the country's eyes are open, and we're going to carry forward.
No, no question about it. Thanks for your kind words. And MAGA is here to stay. An America First agenda is here to stay. But we've got to deliver. We must deliver. Trump has, and he will. I feel very confident about it. And he's got some unlikely allies. Look at John Fetterman. This blows my mind. Here's cut 13. This is Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman talking about going to Mar-a-Lago. He's going to be the first sitting Democrat in the Senate to formally meet with the incoming president of the United States. The rest of them are busy calling Trump fascist and Hitler. Not this guy.
I am not the senator for just Democrats in Pennsylvania. I'm everyone's senator in Pennsylvania. And so it's just having a conversation with the president. Pretty reasonable.
So how about what Trump said, incidentally, and we're so excited about the inauguration, and don't miss our inauguration coverage. I'm making Joey Hudson suffer through the snow and the cold and the bitter winds. I'll be in the confines of my studio, kind of anchoring, but I'm going to see if Joey's going to be able to co-anchor. We're working out a lot of that, but he's going to be in the stands at the inauguration. We'll be bringing you all the coverage here, and to our affiliates all over the country, we'll be covering the entire inauguration on our show, leading right up to it. Here's what Trump said, cut 16, about the drones and how we're going to learn about these mysterious drones the day after his inauguration.
Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about one day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones.
I love the way he talks. What about the drones? What do you mean about the drones? What about the drones? What drones? The planes, the planes. Never forget, in Springfield, Ohio, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. There is so much excitement that Americans are feeling for 2025. So much optimism. Watching Trump think big, go big, and watching, these appointments and looking and understanding. We've got the House and the Senate. Yeah, it's a slim majority in the House. But, gosh, good things are ahead. And nobody knows that better than the Salem Media Group's new Chief Strategy Officer, Brad Parscale. He's going to join us today on the Mike Gallagher Show, and you aren't going to want to miss it. Because, again, I've been looking forward to talking to him for a long, long time. Paul's in New Jersey, 800-655-MIKE. You can feel free to text us. Of course, everything is kind of blowing up here. We got all this. We haven't even gotten to the funeral yesterday of Jimmy Carter. I've never seen anything like that in my life. 5 presidents, the sitting president, and I put that in quotes. He sits a lot, I think, because we don't want him to fall, and 4 former presidents. There's Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump. And the seating arrangement for this funeral was something you couldn't have scripted if you're writing a Hollywood movie any better than the way it played out. There's Trump and Obama sitting next to each other, laughing and joking and smiling. Now, Kamala wouldn't sit near Trump. When she and Doug came into the pew, they're a row ahead of Obama and Trump. Well, she pushes her husband over so that he has to sit closest to Trump. And it was so disgraceful to see Karen Pence, Mike Pence's wife, refuse to shake Trump's hand and Melania's hand. It looked like Melania stuck her hand out to shake Karen Pence's hand. She wouldn't budge. She had her little program on her lap, and she just wouldn't even look up. It was disgraceful. And it just hurts me to see people that I'm sure are decent people act that way. Even George W. Bush, a guy I have a great deal of personal affection for, he blew Trump off, apparently. Although Trump said, Tracy told me that Trump said before the ceremony, before the funeral, before the memorial, they were all hanging out together. Do you have that cut, Christian? Can we play that clip of Trump kind of addressing the interaction that he had not only with Obama, and incidentally, watching Kamala look over her shoulder and glare at Barack Obama and then look forward and take a big sigh? I'm telling you, it was like the Real Housewives of D.C. It was spectacular. I might have watched it 30 times. She looked over her shoulder because they were both laughing. And you know that she's looking at them saying, is Barack laughing with Trump? We thought he was Hitler. We thought he was a fascist. And of course, watching Barack Obama interact that warmly and cordially with Donald Trump is a reminder that they didn't believe that he's a fascist. They never believed it. It was all propaganda. It was all lies. It was all designed to try to scare people into not voting for Trump and voting for the worst political candidate on the presidential level in the history of America, Kamala Harris. Selena Meyer, I'm telling you, watch Veep. Watch Veep, and you'll tell me that Kamala isn't Selena Meyer, is played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So here's what Trump said about the interaction that the presidents had in the green room before the Jimmy Carter funeral yesterday.
What were you talking to Barack Obama about?
It did look very friendly, I must say. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it, how friendly it looked. I saw it on your wonderful network just a little while ago before I came in, and I said, boy, they look like two people that like each other, and we probably do. We have little different philosophies, right? But we probably do. I don't know. We just got along. But I got along with just about everybody on that. We met backstage, as you know, before we went on. And I thought it was a beautiful service. But we all got along very well, which is good.
Notice he said just about everybody. George W. Bush apparently didn't shake his hand. He shook hands with Al Gore. You know, if you don't like the guy, you're at a funeral. You can be polite. You can at least be polite. And Karen Pence, even W, couldn't even summon up enough of the decency to do that. And it was very disappointing. My friend Mark Davis in Dallas has a beautiful theory about Trump derangement syndrome, and it's true. I've met Karen Pence. She's a lovely woman. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich lunch with George W. Bush in his office shortly after my wife died. He was so kind, and he's such a good guy. He's a guy that you absolutely would love to hang out with. And I'm sure for George W. Bush, it's very personal for him. He doesn't like the way Trump treated his brother, who was going to be running for president. Mark's theory holds true day after day. I meet these people. I talk to people. We follow these people. Here's what Mark says. Trump derangement syndrome makes smart people stupid and makes nice people mean. Nice people become mean. When you get Trump derangement syndrome, when he's in your head, you can be the nicest person in the world. You turn into a raging, flaming, mean person. And you can be scholarly and smart. There's a lot of so-called smart people that hate this man. TDS makes smart people dumb. Mark is so right.